Chicos, chicas, ¿cómo están? ¿Qué os cuenta la vida? Aquí Vampire con un nuevo video para el canal. Entonces estamos en otro episodio más de Mi Sufrimiento, porque estamos jugando el evento de la 4.3 Rosas y Mosquetes. Así que lo que vamos a hacer ahorita es dirigirnos al Bistro del Board para grabar. ¿Y quién chucha me aparece ahí enfrente? Obviamente el dúo de Ayaka y Yomiya. ¿Cómo no? Empecemos con el sufrimiento. Porque el contador de veces en las que Vampire se va a matar, hoy día se va a ir a niveles estratosféricos.
Good morning. Xavier said yesterday afternoon went well.
Estamos bien porque creo que subí mal de volumen. Déjame acomodarlo.
What were you up to yesterday?
After we split up, Ayato went to see Udex Nervilech at the Palais Marmonia.
Ya, chévere, he arreglado el volumen. Ahora no se escucha nada de sus diálogos.
I was originally thinking of going with him, but he said he could manage it himself. He told me to go see the sights around Fontaine and to enjoy the local culture. So I rode the aqua bus with Yoimiya and visited the opera house on Aranias Island.
¿Y qué tal les fue?
Yeah, you wouldn't believe what we saw there. Two mechanical puppets that were dancing together. You've already seen them, right?
Sí, el funeral de Coppelia y la condena de Coppelius, que creo que la condena es lo que necesito para primar Ferminet.
Yeah, those two. Amazing, aren't they?
Sí,
We sat and watched for quite a while. It was mesmerizing, like we could keep watching them forever.
Oh, it was the same for us the first time we saw them too.
Discrepo porque yo ni siquiera me enfrenté a esos hueones todavía.
Afterwards, we went swimming at the beach. Well, diving to be exact. It was the first time I ever breathed underwater.
Tiempo fuera. ¿No se supone que la gente que está fuera de Fontaine carece del poder de respirar bajo el agua en las aguas de Fontaine? ¿O es que Yoimiya, como es de elegir a la Chosen One, la undeniable to undesirable to undeniable, ahora ella tiene poderes para poder pasarse por los ovarios cualquier wea que ya esté impuesta en el universo de Genshin Impact?
I held Ayaka's hand and we counted down together. 3, 2, 1, and then splash! We were beneath the waves.
Creo que es lo segundo. Pasa el tiempo. Vamos, que sé que ustedes se saben la letra.
At first, I didn't dare to open my mouth. But once I couldn't hold my breath any longer, I decided to take a big breath in. Turns out the water wasn't as salty as I imagined. It didn't really taste like anything at all. Before I knew it, I was breathing like normal down there. It was an amazing feeling. Ayaka said I was too nervous and needed to loosen my grip. She got used to everything way faster than I did.
I knew that the Traveler could do it, so I had no doubt we could do it too. That helped me feel at ease as soon as we dove in. The underwater world in Fontaine truly is beautiful. I love seeing the romaritime flowers blossoming underwater, like little candles lighting up the streets at night.
Yeah, and there were so many creatures that we've never seen in Inazuma. Like those fish that shimmer like a sword blade. Whoosh! Oh, and those big fish that call when they see people.
Los animales tratando de matarlas, pero ellas bastante...
I just love the name Blubber Beast. Just wait till Pops and the others hear about this. They probably won't believe a word I say.
Probablemente te dirían, hija mía, te han estado tratando de matar a esos animales y no te has dado cuenta, y también a tu amiguita. O al menos yo me preocuparía si mi cría me dijera eso.
Yoimiya was down there for quite a while. It was dark before we finally rode the aqua bus back to the city. I figured she'd want to sleep in today.
Yeah, even I was worried that I wouldn't be able to get up. I still felt like I was drifting in the waves when I went to sleep last night. But as soon as I woke up today, I remembered that we'd all be shooting a film together, and I was ready to go. Speaking of the film, where's everybody at?
No me digan que se han distraído bastante con hacer de turistas acá en Fontaine.
My brother and Xavier were speaking to the restaurant owner about using the place as a filming location. They should be here soon.
Ah, ya.
As for the others, we're here.
Menos mal, ya llegaron. La Chiori y la fusión potable de Kanare y Mafuyu si se metiera a Hello Happy World, a.k.a. Chubrese.
Please excuse my
Chebruse,
tardiness.
ok.
I just finished the Special Patrol's 6-mile morning jog.
A su madre, 10 kilómetros por la mañana. Ni yo me atrevo.
6 miles?
Hay gente que corre más.
I'm so tired. I heard you all chatting, so I decided to come down. I sure could use some of that endless energy everyone else has.
Se notaba que tenía ojeras, la pobre no ha dormido bien, que digamos.
Good morning, everyone. Morning. Can someone fetch me a cup of coffee? More milk, hold the sugar.
¿Cuáles son las palabras mágicas?
Sure. I'd be happy to do that for you.
No, you can't go anywhere. Please, have a seat over here so I can get started on your makeup. The last thing I want is coffee stains on my costumes.
Diría algo, pero ahorita no se me ocurre nada.
I can get the coffee. It's the perfect job for an assistant.
Y se marchó. Y su barco se llamó Libertad.
So much energy. Seriously, what's her secret?
Ser la elegida, así de simple.
Oh, Yoimiya's always like that. But you sure look exhausted, Farina. It's because you're not used to waking up so early, huh?
Of course not. I spent the whole night reading the novel from cover to cover, marking sections that either need to be omitted or adapted.
Wow. Paimon didn't expect you to be so thorough.
Es lo básico que tienes que hacer para modificar un guión. Lo sé por experiencia.
Well, I was the biggest star in all of Fontaine after all. It takes more than just a pretty face to earn a reputation like that. I know how to get serious when the situation calls for it. I went all out when I was acting as an Archon, so why wouldn't I do the same for my own life?
Buen punto.
Here's your coffee, Director Farina.
Oh, thank you. The sound of being called director and the aroma of coffee feels almost as refreshing as hearing the birds chirping in the morning.
No hay nada bueno como un café en la mañana.
It seems everyone has managed to arrive on time.
Sí.
We've reached an agreement with the restaurant owner. We are free to use the second floor to shoot our film.
Really? That's great!
He is really looking forward to our film and hopes that providing his restaurant as a filming location will attract more customers. Well then, Mr. Xavier, I'll leave the rest to you.
Okay, thanks. First, I'd like to introduce our new members. This is our prop manager, Veronique. She'll be in charge of all the film's props and items.
Veronique. Atrezo durante el rodaje. O sea, ella es parte del equipo de maquillaje, supongo, y vestuario.
And this is Bono, our lighting technician. He'll be in charge of lighting and illumination to set up each scene's atmosphere.
Bonot, iluminación y efectos especiales. Lo anoto.
Wow. Sure feels like we have some real professionals joining the crew now.
Profesionales en su campo, eso tengo entendido.
First of all, please allow me to first express my sincerest gratitude to everyone in the crew. When my investor informed me yesterday that he wouldn't be able to provide the funds, I really thought that this was the nail in the coffin for this film. I had no idea that I'd find so many people willing to help me on such short notice. Thank you. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart.
De nada.
No need to be so cordial, Mr. Xavier. We're all honored to be a part of this.
Your works made a profound impression on me when I saw them back in Inazuma. I am sure that someday, this film will be remembered as a prime example of cultural exchange between Fontaine and Inazuma.
Sí, con su tienda de animes y, bueno, de mangas en realidad, con cosas japonesas, con un montón de letreros de Kamisato Ayato vendidos a 200 euros o incluso 400 si es que tienen un autógrafo tuyo.
Yes, the story is the reason I agreed to join. I can't bear to even imagine what this film would look like without the very best director.
Anyway, I would like to make a promise to everyone that as the producer of this film, I'll do whatever I can to ensure that everything goes as smoothly as possible.
Y yo como camarógrafo haré lo posible para no perder los cabales.
This is not just my film. It also embodies the thoughts and feelings of every person here, as well as the endless effort we are about to pour into it. So, without further ado, the Two Musketeers will officially begin filming now!
This is gonna be a train wreck.
You may take it from here, Director Farina.
All right. Listen up, everyone. The first scene takes place when the two young musketeers are living at the Baron's home, still unaware of all that is about to happen to them. We'll need props and lighting to set the scene. Our lead actors can go get their makeup done, and extras, please take this time to go over your positions.
Whoa. Seems Farina's really kicking things into gear as the director.
De hecho, solamente ha dicho cosas básicas que se hacen antes de una obra de teatro.
Is everyone clear?
Sí.
I don't want anyone traipsing around the set like umbrella finches. All right, cameras will start rolling as soon as the set is ready. Let's make a film that'll make some serious waves in Fontaine. Not the kind of waves that drown people. I mean, the good kind of waves.
La próxima vez elige bien tus palabras, Farina.
Seems like she's still a bit traumatized by that.
Necesita terapia.
Anyway, let's go see if there's anything we can do to help.
Muy bien, realidad y ficción dentro y fuera del visor. Empezamos la filmación de esta película y como me vayan a preguntar los demás... Ya, yo y Mía, empezamos contigo.
How about here?
A ver, posición de cámaras, para una X, otra Y. Sí, creo que está bien para enfocar bien al centro.
A little more to the left.
You got it.
Hey, Mia, do you need a hand?
No, I'm fine. You know, doing the lighting is kind of like designing a fireworks show. It's interesting to imagine what kind of atmosphere the lights will create.
No, en serio, es bien importante. Es muy diferente de cuando la luz te da para un lado y cuando la luz te da para otro lado. De hecho, es una razón por la que hasta ahora no hago face reveal, porque creo que en la posición que tiene la luz que tengo más cercana hacia mi cara, como que no me da una muy buena expresión. Pero, o sea, tampoco es que quiero que tenga una lámpara así enfrente de mi cara, claro que no, pero la luz de verdad juega un papel importante. Te puede hacer ver un poquito mejor, un poquito más listo a veces.
I heard that the Traveler will be operating the camera and Paimon will be the clapper loader, right? Those roles are just perfect for the two of you.
Really? Is that because it'll be easy for Paimon to hold the clapperboard while flying?
¿Y por qué no vas a estar interrumpiendo en otras labores?
Well, sure, there's that, but that's not exactly what I meant. I just think that after all your journeys together, you two must have developed a super close bond and just naturally know how to work with each other. If I'm not mistaken, the director will want the cameras rolling as soon as the clapperboard goes clack.
Primero se graba, luego se edita.
Oh, I see. It's amazing to see the magic behind filmmaking.
Mia, we need lights over there too.
Oh, on it! I've got to get back to work. Chat with you later. Oh, it's exciting to see so many people working together to bring the film to life.
Y se marchó. Y su barco se llamó
Seems
Libertad.
like Mia's really getting into it. But she was right. We do have a super close bond, don't we?
De verdad hace falta preguntarlo. Literal somos el Géminis, ese boss de el Binding of Isaac.
Paimon's really happy to hear that.
Muy bien, ahora falta preguntarle a otra persona más. Aquí es donde el contador se va a la chingada.
Ayaka has mentioned you to me before. She said that you two were great friends when you were kids.
No talking. I'm thinking about how to do your eyeshadow.
Ah, yes. To help me really look the part.
Hasta los hombres se tienen que poner maquillaje.
To achieve a more young and naive look for this scene.
Cuando me enteré de eso, mi cerebro explotó.
Are you saying the wrinkles around my eyes are too deep?
No. Estamos diciendo que de todas maneras tenemos que ponerte una capa de maquillaje para que cuidar tu cara para empezar. De seguro, como vas a estar manipulando estando cerca de la pólvora, te va a caer algo en la cara y no queremos arruinarla, pues. Y para eso está también el maquillaje, para proteger la cara real de los actores.
You just have too much of a calculating look in your eyes.
Eso también.
You sure don't mince your words. It seems...
Quiet.
Tamare. Más respeto hacia el pobre Kamisato Ayato. Muy bien, ahora sí, vayamos por el otro lado de aquí. Sí, es donde se va a ir toda la chingada.
So, this is a real musket?
No, it's just a prop weapon.
Sí, claro, bastante.
Not bad. Have you seen a real musket before?
Only in books and newspapers. I made this one based on the relative shape and proportions I saw in reference images. When we're filming, some special gunpowder will be applied around the muzzle, which will help create the flash and smoke effects of a real gun being fired.
Which means it'll be up to the actors to portray the recoil.
El selling.
That's right. The sound effects for gunshots will also be added in post-production.
De hecho, voy a decir, ser honesto, creo que aprendieron más cosas acerca de cómo se hace una película en la producción y todo eso a partir del wrestling que a partir de las películas mismas.
Thank you, Veronique. I think I know where to start now. However, the musket's gears and firing pin could still use some work. Adding some wear on the metallic components will make them appear more realistic.
Claro, ten en cuenta que están interpretando a un par de asesinos, bueno, ni tanto, o sea, gente que ya se está vengando del varón, por lo menos es lo que tengo entendido de lo que he leído un poco del guión. Así que por eso tienen que también mostrar un poco de desgaste de la arma, pero también un poco los personajes, al momento de sus expresiones faciales. Eso también es importante, es parte del selling.
Also, be sure to rub the muskets with some oil each time before we start shooting. That'll give the impression that the firearms have been well maintained.
Good point.
You seem to know a lot, Miss Chevres. I assume you use these types of firearms on a regular basis?
Es parte de una hermana que usa armas de fuego. ¿Tú qué crees?
Yes, I perform routine maintenance on my weapons every day. Just like we as people need to eat and sleep, muskets need to be cleaned and maintained.
America! Fuck yeah!
I also perform similar care for my sword every day, and familiarize myself with its shape and weight, to the point where it feels like a natural extension of my body.
Yes, this way, our weapons will never betray us in the heat of battle.
Yes, well said. It seems we have the same philosophy on this topic.
Oh, sounds like they found a common interest to talk about.
¿Cómo no me nació decir algo después de lo que dijo Ayaka?
Though these props differ from the muskets I use, I can still give you some pointers.
La terapia está funcionando y yo pensaba que a este punto el jarrón ese que tengo y se va a llenar de plata.
Good. I look forward to your instruction.
First and foremost, never point the weapon at anyone, regardless of whether it's a real or prop weapon or whether you're holding it or it's on the table. This holds for any time when you're not actively engaging an enemy.
Seguro se pones a una chica de pelo rojo, naranja, vermellón y esas reglas ya no existen.
Okay, understood.
Hablé demasiado pronto.
When aiming the musket, extend your arm so that it's level with your shoulder, and use your eye to look down the weapon's sights.
Like this?
Not bad. Now, try saying your lines.
This is the end of the road for you.
Fue una cantidad de memes que van a ver aquí.
Good. Now turn your body a little. That way, you'll give your enemy less of a target to work with. And relax your shoulders. Here, allow me to demonstrate. This is the end of the road for you.
Así se hace.
Huh. Excuse me, Miss Chiori. Director Farina, there's something I wish to discuss with you.
Sería bien gracioso que Kamisato Ayato hable de las tendencias yandere de su hermana.
Oh? What is it?
Like this?
Yes, much better.
What do you think?
I do see your point. But are you sure you wish to do this?
I believe it would be most fitting.
Well, if you insist. All right, I understand. Miss Ayaka, Miss Chevres, could the two of you please come over here?
Huh? What's going on? Are we gonna start filming now?
Let's go see.
What is it?
I have a question for you, Miss Chevres. Would you be willing to play the role of a musketeer?
Hayato, eres un grande.
What?
To clarify, I would like to turn over my role to Miss Chevres.
Hayato, what the hell?
But brother...
Don't worry, Ayaka. I actually view this as a good thing. I was becoming troubled trying to set aside some time to speak to the staff at the Palais Mermonia. I would like to have some conversations about the cultural exchange between our two countries, and I've heard that the bureaucratic process here can get rather complicated. Now, I will be able to focus on my work. Besides, you also know that I'm not really one for public performances.
¿En serio? ¿Tú no eres de esas que van haciendo teatro y todo lo demás? Bueno, para ser justos, es la primera vez que veo a Hayato, ¿ok? Y que interactúa con este conche su madre.
Are you really sure? From a director's point of view, I also felt like the relationship between the two musketeers in the original story could be improved.
No, no creo que sea necesario, solamente No, espera. Es que esto es una técnica que usaba mi madre cuando ella le tocaba danzar marinera y no encontraba a nadie para que sea su pareja varón. Porque marinera se baila un hombre y una mujer. Lo que hacía mi madre era agarrar todo su cabello, amarrárselo y ocultárselo de tal manera que pareciera que tuviera un cabello más corto, sin necesidad de cortárselo. Dicho eso, creo que sería mejor que Ayaka cumpliera el papel del mosquetero masculino y que Chevres cumpliera el papel del mosquetero femenino. Porque no veo manera de que Chevres vaya a cortarse el cabello o ocultárselo debajo del gorrito que tiene. En todo caso, tampoco es que veo que haya una manera de sacar una carta que esto haga que su cabello sea corto, como es el caso de Mafuyu.
The older brother in the story plays the lead role with his overbearing character, but this causes his character to overshadow that of his sister, and the theme of the two supporting and relying on each other isn't conveyed very well.
Milagro que no hayan querido colocar a Ayaka como papel protagonista, viniendo de la compañía que hace este juego y experiencias anteriores con la WWE y Roman Reigns.
But if we were to change the siblings to two sisters of a similar age, then that aspect of the story might come through more clearly.
Y sí, para mí Ayaka es el Roman Reigns de Hoyoverse. Puedo hacer un hilo entero sobre eso.
Also, I've seen you instructing Ayaka. That cold and dignified personality is exactly what we need for the older musketeer.
Ya, pero ¿no dijiste antes que la mosquetera mayor iba a ser la mosquetera masculina? O sea, el hermano.
Of course, even with all these insights, the decision should still be made by Miss Chevres.
Chevres mentioned that she really likes the story, right? Paimon bets that she'll take the role.
Yo creo que sí, porque al fin y al cabo, como en el episodio anterior justamente ha mencionado de que hay como un caso que alguien está tratando de inculpar a los dos Kamisato de asesinato, cosa que yo no estoy tan en contra, que digamos, pero creo que de todas maneras por su sentido de justicia va a tener que aceptar el papel. ¿Me equivoco o no?
All right, I'll take the role.
Es que yo le sé a esta vaina de la actuación.
Good. It's decided then. I'll get started on making edits to the script. We'll also need to make some immediate adjustments to the lighting, props, and costumes. I have a feeling that our adaptation will be even better than the original story.
Eso espero.
You're doing a great favor for me, Miss Chevres.
Don't mention it. I like this character, so if anything, I should be the one thanking you.
Well, since my brother is the one who brought up the idea, I suppose there's no need to worry. Let's go, Miss Chevres. I look forward to working with you.
Please, just call me Chevres.
Seems like you're really going out of your way to solve the problem I was having with your makeup.
Surely you jest, Chiori. I assure you that I was mostly motivated by a desire to spend more time on formal business.
He lied to her at this point.
Oh, come on. You really think I'd buy that? According to what I've heard from Ayaka, her brother is someone who can juggle 10 different matters at the same time. I'm sure you have other reasons for backing out.
Me han dicho que en la tienda de Fontaine el buba está a una oferta de 5 euros.
Perhaps. Ayaka always said she wanted to go out and see more of the world, just like the traveler. But I feel that she needs not only to see other nations, but also to make some different kinds of friends. I think it would be harder for her to make new connections with me constantly by her side.
¿Tú crees?
I would like to give her some space.
¿Tú crees?
All right, go on. Spoil her some more.
Ayato, it's too bad you're stepping down from the role. Paimon really wanted to see you act as a musketeer.
Claro, me gustaría haberte escuchado decir la frase "esto es hacer justicia".
No need
¿Me salió
to
bien?
poke fun at me.
Dígame por favor que me salió bien.
I'd wager that you also felt that I wasn't the best candidate for the role.
It's a little hard for Paimon to imagine you saying those lines.
¿Y qué harás? ¿Trabajar? ¿Irte de parranda a buscar buba por las calles?
Yes, I've made an appointment to meet some people from the Palais Mermonia. Now, I will have some more time to prepare.
Traveler, get the camera ready. Paimon, get the clapperboard. Actors, to your positions.
Go on now. And please take good care of Ayaka.
Ah, ya.
Yep, don't worry.
Cuenta con nosotros y que te vaya bien con la vida.
Thank you. I look forward to seeing the film when it's finished.
Igualmente. Ya rápido, tenemos que ser rápidos y empezar la
Now
filmación.
that we're all here, let me help set the scene for everyone.
Bien.
The first scene takes place when our two main characters are still living at the Baron's estate. They've been ostracized and verbally abused by others in the household, but they still have no idea why. We want to capture how naive and innocent they are, despite their pain.
El momento antes de la decisión de vengarse.
Chevres will be playing the role of the older sister, Tulip, and Ayaka will be the younger sister, Iris. Be sure to get close-ups of the main characters at the right moment.
¿Entendido?
Silence on the set! Lights, camera, action!
Let's go!
Tulip, Mother's been out for quite a while now.
Perhaps she went to pick some flowers on the way home. You know how she loves flowers.
Iris, Tulip, I'm home!
Mother, you were out for so long, we were beginning to worry about you.
I'm sorry, but I'm back now, safe and sound. Here, I brought your favorite treat, apple turnovers.
Mother, what are those bruises on your hand?
Huh? What bruises? Oh, I must have bumped into something while I was working yesterday.
But I didn't notice them this morning.
Then perhaps they're from when I accidentally tripped when I was out just now. By the way, did you have fun playing at home? What's the matter, Iris?
Well, we've realized that no one really wants to play with us.
They even took Iris's doll and spat at us.
And they even called us names. They said we were...
Shh. It's all right. Don't worry. Girls, listen to me. It doesn't matter what anyone says. Don't listen to them. No one can define you with such words. You both have wonderful lives ahead of you. Just like your names. You will both blossom like beautiful flowers. Maybe your time to blossom hasn't quite come yet, but one day, you two will bloom more beautifully than anything else. Don't let the soil you're in now ruin your future beauty. Understand? My dear daughters. And cut!
Ah, vale, creo que he tomado una mala decisión con la última toma. Salió bastante Kevin Dunn, pero creo que está bien, por lo menos el mensaje que se ha dado.
Not bad. The actors' emotions were all on point. Let's keep that take.
Bien.
Also, if our clapper loader could avoid shouting at the start of the scene next time.
Oh, got it.
Great. I was a little worried that my nerves would get the better of me. What about you, Chevres?
I felt fine. The lines weren't too difficult at all. Seems like Farina must have adapted the role nicely.
You two were great. I couldn't tell it was your first time acting in a film. You should have more confidence.
Thank you for your encouragement.
Diría algo, pero eso destruiría toda la inmersión en la realidad que hemos llegado a este punto.
Positions, everyone! We'll move on to the next scene after we try a few more camera angles.
What? El rodaje va a buen ritmo y tras encargarse algunos detalles, Julián ordena pasar a la segunda escena. Vale, segunda escena.
This scene is when our two characters return home, only to discover their mother has been murdered. Ready? Lights! Camera! Action! Mother, we're back! Mother? What's wrong, Tulip?
Iris, stay away!
Huh? Why? What's... Mother! Mother... She's...
There's poison in this cup.
Huh? I could have sworn I've seen this kind of cup before.
Those aristocrats. They didn't even try to cover up their actions. Iris, we need to leave this place.
Leave? But now that Mother is gone, where can we even go?
Anywhere. All I know is that we can't stay in this house.
But are we just going to let them get away with this?
We'll have our revenge, I promise you. Just not right now. Come on, let's go.
No, wait. We can't just leave Mother here like this. At least let me leave this rose with her. That's why we went out in the first place. To buy her this flower.
All right. Goodbye, Mother. We'll avenge you.
And cut!
Corten, 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 corten. ¿Qué putas fue eso? ¿Qué putas fue eso? Ok. Me voy a calmar porque esto probablemente vaya a hacer amargar al 90% de mi audiencia, teniendo en cuenta de cuánto hablo de esa empresa. Yo no tengo problemas con que All Elite Wrestling haga sus luchitas 50.000 kilómetros por hora. De hecho, incluso a varias de esas luchas las disfruto. Pero yo considero que para algunas cuestiones es mejor dar espacios para respirar, dar espacios para que se desarrolle lo que está sucediendo a tus ojos. Con eso me estoy refiriendo a que siento que todo lo que ha sucedido acá ha ido demasiado rápido. Ponte, tú encuentras a tu madre tirada con una taza. No te vas a dar cuenta de la taza en ningún momento. Vas a darte cuenta que tu madre está ahí tirada y vas a tratar de ver si es que ella está viva o no. ¿Para qué chucha desvías tu atención a la taza? Ya de por sí, en el instante en el que Iris se ha dado cuenta que la taza tiene el logo con el símbolo de los aristocráticos, desde allí ya perdí mi dispersión en la realidad, porque sentí que se fue todo bien rápido. O sea, weona, tu madre está muriéndose literalmente y tú lo primero que haces es ver la taza. A eso me refiero, o sea, what the hell. Y eso agregado al hecho de que la otra mosquetera ha dicho, vamos a vengarnos así porque sí, de manera rápida e instantánea, como que no me dio tiempo a procesar todo. Estamos hablando de una escena dramática, de una escena que va a cambiar el rumbo del filme y por ende va a variar lo que es el tema de lo que sigue más adelante. Yo creo que para esa escena con un peso tan importante tienes que darle tiempo para que respire, tienes que darle tiempo para que pegue más. Porque una cosa bien interesante es que tú te golpeas así, va a dolerte sí, por un buen tiempo, pero si golpeas y mantienes el golpe en esa zona y lo sacas, el dolor va a ser más disperso. No sé si me dejo entender, porque tú estás presionando, al momento de presionar haces que los huesos estén presionando contra ti y por ende el olor se mantenga allí. Y eso es lo que quiere transmitir esa escena es dolorosa y es transmitir ese dolor. Al momento de hacer las cosas bien rápidas, no estás haciendo bien en transmitir ese dolor. Y si lo estás haciendo, pues no estás yendo de manera recontra fuerte, como tú quieres que fuese. Comentarios de mi parte, capaz le muestre la escena que hemos visto a mi madre y va a decir exactamente lo mismo que yo he dicho.
Beautiful! Great performance!
Pero sí, la actuación estuvo bien.
Oh my, you're so amazing, Ayaka! And were those real tears I saw? How did you do it?
I was surprised too.
Thank you for the kind compliments. Actually, as soon as Director Farina said action, I told myself not to think about anything. I just felt the weight of the moment and became the character.
Básico.
It's quite similar to practicing the art of the sword. You clear your mind and focus only on what's happening in front of you.
Ayaka's performance was amazing. Have I discovered an acting prodigy? Pipe down, everyone! We need to move on to the next scene!
A ver con qué desastre cinematográfico me van a presentar ahí enfrente. Que creo que con esa antes me cargaron como 20 minutos el video. Estoy a un 90% seguro de eso. El día se pasa volando mientras ruedan. Vale, no más desastres cinematográficos. Excelente. Ya acabó el día de filmación. Chévere.
Huh? Are we done already? But Paimon wants to keep playing with the clapperboard.
Créeme, Paimon, si hubiera presenciado un desastre cinematográfico más de guión, weón, el contador ya estuviera en las 3 cifras. De milagro ahorita está en las 2 cifras todavía.
How do you feel, Traveler? Is your arm sore from holding the camera all day?
Un poco, pero la experiencia vale la pena.
Good work, you two.
You too, Shivers. You were quite the actress today.
I've read this novel many times before. I have a good grasp of my character's mindset.
Básico en la actuación.
Anyway, do you remember my request from yesterday?
Por supuesto que sí.
Oh, right! We were having so much fun that Paimon nearly forgot! You have a case where the murders seem really similar to the cases in the novel, right? So, how are they similar exactly?
Porque ponen una rosa cerca del cadáver.
In the story, the main characters grow up to become 2 musketeers, always using their guns to carry out their revenge. And on each of the victims, they place a rainbow rose as a signal that they've returned.
También había una rosa en la escena del crimen.
Yes, that's correct. We found rainbow roses just like in the novel. Seems like you're connecting the dots now.
Ya los tenía conectados antes de empezar a grabar.
Oh, that does sound pretty concerning. Especially after seeing the script today. Ooh, now Paimon can't stop wondering what kind of ulterior motive the murderer might have. What do you think, Traveler? You're smart. Paimon wants to hear your thoughts.
Descuida, Chevrolet, vamos a ayudarte con tu investigación.
Good. On behalf of Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol, thank you for your dedication to justice. There's no time to lose. We should start investigating right away. Follow
Let's
me.
do this.
Huh? Right now? But we just got done filming all day. Paimon's so tired.
La justicia no descansa, Paimon.
The most valuable intel always comes after nightfall. They are like small, remote islands in the middle of the sea. If you don't stay vigilant, you will pass right by them in the fog. That's how one of my favorite books always puts it, at least.
Ah, chido. Yo también suelo aclararme frases de animes que me veo.
So, where are we going right now?
Let's start by checking out some workshops that sell mechanical components. If the culprit is making their own weapons, it's very likely that they'll visit those sort of places.
La herrería. Es el primer lugar que se me ocurre. Taller de mecabots de Leschot. Ese no es la herrería, pero creo que sirve. Ahí harán cosas mecánicas y cosas mecánicas quiere decir que también hacen armas. Eso aprendí en la universidad.
Welcome to LeChaux's Clockwork Workshop. How can I help you?
Vampire, criminología navial. Estamos acá investigando el caso de unos asesinos que están dejando rosas en las cadáveres de las víctimas.
Hello. I'd like to know if anyone has purchased some special components lately.
Special components? Sorry, could you be more specific?
I mean the kind of components that aren't typically used for clockwork toys, but for firearms.
Huh? For firearms? No, we don't sell those sort of things here.
Don't misunderstand. I'm not here to cause any trouble. We are merely investigating a case, and we're hoping that you could cooperate.
Well, to be completely honest, I'm not even sure what kind of components that would entail.
Yo tampoco, y eso es que estudié ingeniería mecatrónica.
Has anyone ever purchased components here as an individual rather than on behalf of an organization?
¿Tiene alguna boleta factura que lo corrobore?
We have a lot of customers who buy toys, but those who buy components are all regular customers who buy in bulk on behalf of their organization.
¿Tiene un registro de las facturas?
Is that so? I understand. Thank you for your cooperation.
You're welcome. It's the least I can do.
Vale, eso quiere decir que quien haya sido el asesino solamente es una persona, no trabaja para una empresa, y en todo caso es un individuo, obviamente. Ahora sí me llevan al taller, ¿no? Primero un lugar donde yo quería ir, y ahora recién me mandan a ese lugar. Vaya por Dios.
Oh, hey, Chevres. Run out of oil for your musket again?
Vampire, criminología navial. Estamos acá investigando sobre el caso del asesino de las Rosas.
Hello, Estelle. I want to know if anyone has come to your shop recently to order some firearm components.
Oh, is this another case? Let me think. I don't think so. Some people have requested that I make some prop guns for the Fontanalia Film Festival, but I refused all of those requests.
Oh? Why's that?
Because there's no profit! I only make things here that can do some real heavy lifting. I don't have the energy to make some new molds just for the festival.
Interesante.
Then has anybody come specifically looking for mechanical components?
Well, I usually sell off my scrap to the Fleuve Cendre. I don't typically give them to one specific person.
Río Ceniciento, ese es un lugar.
I understand. Thanks for your cooperation.
Don't mention it. Always happy to have the Musketeers' patronage.
Seems like we haven't found any leads to go off yet.
Bromeas, sabemos de que el sujeto es un individuo y probablemente haya publicado sus propias cosas porque no los ha mandado a hacer.
Yeah, unfortunately. All right, let's head to Fleuve Cendre next.
Entendido.
Huh? Are you sure? People might not be so thrilled to see the captain of the special patrol there.
You think so, huh? Then
Huh? No what?
That I grew up in Fleuve Cendre.
Ah, bien por ti. Es local allí. Vayamos al río Ceniciento entonces. Qué bonito es ir otra vez a este lugar debajo de las cloacas donde está la buena gente de verdad. A ver, primero empecemos por la zona acá. Ok, me he caído al agua. Excelente. Ahora estoy todo sucio, pero no importa. Aparte de ensuciarse es parte de la criminología, tengo entendido. Veamos, ¿qué hay por acá para empezar?
What's all this? Some broken planks and barrels, as well as some liquor bottles?
Yes, but have a closer look, Paimon. Even though somebody has purposefully tried to clean them up, these are obviously marks from musket bullets. In other words, someone was here trying to improve their shot. They were using the barrels and bottles for target practice.
Could it have been the killer?
Your guess is as good as mine. Although many people at Fleuve Cendre own guns, few hide the fact from others. And even fewer would go to such lengths to hide markings from practice shots. Anyway, let's go.
Sigamos investigando. Bien, tenemos de que probablemente el asesino puede venir del río Ceniciento. Cosa que tendría sentido, ya que este es un lugar con una cultura bastante particular, similar a la del Callao. Así que tampoco es que me sorprendería de que tuviese algunas características chalacas nuestro culpable principal. A ver, vayamos por esta zona, por aquí, en la parte de subiendo las escaleras, supongo. Porque por acá tiene que estar la siguiente pista, ¿no? Emerald.
Hello, I'd like to ask some questions.
Vampire, criminología navial. Estamos investigando el caso del asesino de las Rosas.
I don't know anything.
Don't worry, I'm not here to arrest anybody.
You say that now.
It's the truth. Here, Take this as my guarantee.
Wait, did Paimon just see what she thinks she saw? Is the captain of the special patrol bribing a citizen?
No digas nada.
Seems you're different from the other guards. What do you want to know?
Have you heard anything related to muskets in Fleuve Cendre lately? Anything at all?
Muskets, huh? All I know is that about 2 weeks ago, we started hearing some loud noises at night. So loud that it's been waking me up.
Were they gunshots?
Possibly. It's hard to tell around here. Someone's house collapsing, a pipe exploding somewhere, it's all the same. But the noises I'm talking about definitely happened after I fell asleep.
Una de dos, o el asesino mata de noche o el asesino practica de noche.
Do you know where the noises were coming from?
I don't remember clearly.
Is it that you don't remember, or that you need to think about it some more?
You tell me.
Then please, think about it some more.
She's giving her even more mora.
A lo mejor solo son unas golosinas de frutas.
The noises came from the end of the southern waterway. I came out and had a look for myself when I wasn't sleeping well, but I didn't dare get too close.
Eso confirma nuestra investigación en antes.
That's all I know.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
Thanks for the pâte de fruits.
No need to be surprised. I grew up here, remember? I know how to get people around here to talk.
¿Métodos? ¿Cuál métodos?
Seems you catch on pretty quick. Now then, let's keep going.
Muy bien, ahora solamente queda la pista de por acá. Que supongo que será algo que esté debajo de estas cortinas, ¿no? Cerca a donde es la base de operaciones antigua de Espina de Rusola. ¿O es en este bar? Es en este bar. ¡Cantinero!
It's been a while, Tetro.
Please, just get on with your request.
Vampire, criminología navial. Estamos aquí investigando el caso del asesino de las rosas.
I want to know if you've heard anybody talking about muskets lately.
Information isn't free, you know.
I've heard that bandits have been extremely active in the countryside recently, and they've been affecting the delivery of goods to Poisson. I can allocate some more manpower to help out with that problem.
You're still as helpful as ever. One of our men got drunk at dinner about a month ago and lost his gun. 3 days later, it turned up in the corner here.
What's weird about that? He just forgot where he put it, right?
This is Fleuve Cendre, my friend. Anything of value left in the tavern won't ever make it to the next day. But that gun turned out to be an exception. It didn't get any new wear and tear on it, and didn't even appear to have been fired. We were quite mystified as to what could have happened.
Interesante.
I suspect it came back because the weapon was already known to the guards.
You mean, a criminal was afraid the Marechaussee Phantom would use the shot marks to track them down? Maybe. But if that's the case, the culprit really took great care to avoid getting caught.
Una persona muy lista.
I didn't say anything about a criminal.
In Fleuve Cendre, knowing who was killed is as easy as knowing what clothes you're wearing today. It's the guy living in the east side, isn't it? I've never liked him. Every time he's here, he just orders a drink and sits there with a nasty look in his eyes.
So, who was the one who lost the gun in the first place?
Don't bother. Even if you ask, he wouldn't admit to owning a gun to some strangers. Not to mention the captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
Tiene un motivo. Ocultar lo que se oculta.
He's right.
I know you grew up here, Chevres. Even though you're on good terms with the Spina, you've still been gone too long. Not many people know you here now, and a lot of people don't like the Special Patrol.
I know.
So take my advice and don't show your face too much around here. It's for your own safety.
I'll come and go as I please, and I'm afraid I'll be appearing more often due to my work.
All right. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Bien.
Seems like that's all we'll be able to uncover for today.
Entonces eso es todo lo que parece. Tenemos que el asesino oculta su pistola, que practica justamente acá en las noches y que probablemente sea un güey del este, uno de sus informantes o cómplices.
Feels like we managed to learn a lot more here than up on the surface.
Yes, Assuming that everything we found is indeed connected to our suspect, then their timeline was probably something like this. A month ago, our suspect found a gun and took it home to disassemble it. Once he'd figured out its mechanics, he brought it back. In the following weeks, he used some parts to create his own makeshift musket and took it to the Fleuve Cendres for target practice. Then, a few days ago, he found his target and carried out the murder. Once the deed was done, he left a rainbow rose on the body, just like the scene in the novel.
That all makes sense to Paimon, but we're still no closer to figuring out the killer's identity.
¿Quién era la víctima?
The deceased was a resident of Fleuve Cendres. It said that he was a poor, solitary...
En la novela la víctima era una aristócrata.
Yeah, that's also something I'm trying to figure out.
Lo hace para desviar la atención, nada más, para que no sospechen que se está inspirando de la novela.
If we are indeed following the novel, and there's a story behind the murder, then this murder should be an act of vengeance. But according to our investigation, the deceased didn't have any enemies.
Podemos estar enfrentándonos a un demente.
He was no saint, but no one's heard of a rival who hated him enough to shoot him dead. Much less care to leave a rose on his
Una mente
body.
criminal.
What message is the killer trying to convey? And to whom exactly?
¿Pudo haber sido el autor de la novela?
We've thoroughly investigated that possibility. He claims to have spent the whole day at the Opera House on the day of the murder, and the staff there have confirmed his account.
Okay, so he has an alibi.
Not only that, he lacks a credible motive as well.
No todos los criminales necesitan un móvil, simplemente el hecho de que la otra persona exista.
He has a family of his own, and both of his parents are still alive. I've looked into his records. He was adopted at the age of 6, and all the proper procedures were followed. There are also records of him at an orphanage before then.
Interesante, un orfanato.
In the story, the mother of the 2 musketeers was murdered after the children turned 10. Of course, he could have changed the children's ages, but I don't want to assume anything without evidence. More importantly, I've also had a chat with him in person. He didn't seem like the kind of person who would pull the trigger to kill a man.
Then, what should we do now? We have all this new information, but it doesn't help us move forward.
Investigations take time. I didn't expect us to catch the culprit in just a single day. How about this? Let's spend the next few days filming with the crew. We can continue the investigation once we're done with the film. I'm sure that given time, new leads will present
Eso
themselves.
espero.
Wait, but weren't you saying Intel is like small, remote islands in the middle of the sea just a moment ago?
Ah, but the book had more than one reference to the islands, Paimon.
Oh? What else did it say then?
As long as you spend enough time sailing through the fog, you'll eventually come across an island.
Realidad y ficción dentro fuera del visor completado. Bueno, terminamos la segunda parte de la misión. Y qué decir, este asesino de verdad se la piensa de contra bien. Y chévere, se me está cayendo cada vez más bien de personaje. Una verdadera lástima que ahora que me he enterado cuáles van a ser los siguientes banners, como que la tendré que skipear realmente. Porque necesito armas. Ahorita no tengo armas para ella. Porque en términos de armas, si es que ella fuera espada o librito, ya tendría un arma perfecta para ella. Si es que fuera el librito y una perfecta si es que fuera espada. Pero no es así. No va a ser así su arma de preferencia. Así que F por eso supongo. No tengo mucho tiempo tampoco para estar peleándola. Pero bueno, el caso es que hemos acabado la segunda parte. Contador está actualizado al número 12. Y nada más que decir, si os ha gustado el video pueden darle like. Compartirlo si quieres primero sufrir otro día más. Y hasta aquí Vampire. Nos vemos en el siguiente video.